Hi guys, this is namkraftvn and welcome back to another season of Starcraft English commentary. This is going to be PSL Season 1, Round 1 Final Set 4, 4 out of 5. This is going to be the match point because Snow is leading 2-1. And Royal, wow. I mean, he's got such a good grip of the game in the previous encounter, but for some unknown reason, Snow decided to put on his freaking crazy mode. God Beast freaking insane monster mode, and he just dived into his enemy main base with two kamikaze airplanes and just wrecked everything. So yeah, I mean, this kind of play that makes Protoss such a nice race to watch. Timing attacks against all odds and utilizing the speed shuttle to the full potential, and using the fact that Terran has only scanners and no science vessels in the early part of the game, and that was something that was very, very beautiful to watch. But let's hope that Royal can actually come back and drive the series into the 5th set here. We're going to be watching a nice game ahead of us. This is going to be the map Vermeer, another one of those classical maps that we haven't seen for a long time, and I'm just going to give you the map stats for Vermeer. So for Terran players on Vermeer, they enjoy a 56.8% win rate for the last 2-3 years. So slightly Terran flavor. I actually don't understand what this map is about. I mean, why is this map even used? It kind of looks a little bit like everything else. But anyways, yeah, very good for Snow to discover his enemies first, but looks like Royal's gonna follow suit. He's got his SV arriving at the front door, but the SV doesn't do that much damage compared to a probe, so that's that. And let me once again remind you of the various data. Okay, the probe almost died there. That's a little bit unfortunate. The probe's gonna get chased around, but it's gonna be a while until the SV can actually get there, and the probe will recover its health and the shield. So that's gonna be nothing out of the ordinary. So once again, let me just quickly show you some map stats. See some stats in general. So these are the elo scores of the players who are playing today. If you have not watched the third place match between Zelle and Art User, I'm going to say that if you're busy, don't watch. But there's a couple, maybe one nice game. The others are kind of average-ish. I would give the game 6 out of 10. Some game is 7 out of 10, so you can check it out. Anyways, in terms of the win rates, do I have the win rates? Yeah, they are the win rates. I will let you just take a look at that at your own pace. No rush. And yeah, by the way, these kind of almost live casts, meaning that the games are uploaded as soon as the real-time games are over. They will never have ads in the middle of a set. They will only have ads at the beginning of the video and sometimes at the end. So I hope you enjoy that non-ad interruption. So if you like that, if you want to kind of reward my efforts for that, you can buy me a little bit of a coffee, and that will allow you some perks that other people don't get. So if you buy me a coffee in the last 30 days, you will have access to guaranteed to be epic games handpicked by me. There are a couple of ways for you to buy me a coffee. The best way is just to use your Zelle account or use your PayPal or credit card. The link is going to be in the video description. If you choose some other ways, for example, YouTube subscription, you're going to have access to these kind of cute emojis that you can use when you type a comment. For example, if you've only bought coffee for the first month, you get to be an SCV trainee. If you get it for the second month, you become a zealot. If you buy it for 3 months, you become a hydralist. So imagine what will become of you when you get to 12 months or even 24 months. Alright, back to this game. Snow and Royal. Do we have another hidden something here? Maybe hidden starport, hidden command center. Of course, in that location, it's not going to be a hidden command center. Anyways, both the players are going to be saturating their bases. Looks like Royal saturates his first. We have an injury bay going up, so Royal is being very, very careful. The way that the spawning positions work out means that Royal has a slight advantage going for drop. This is why he's going to be going for a little bit of a robo build here. Possibly going for reverse first. Yeah, it's gonna be going. So this is like the fourth time in a row he's gone for reverse first, right? No ops first in today's series. If my memory is correct here, the floating injury is gonna be going out. We do have very fast turrets. These turrets actually there to deter any kind of fast Dark Templar rush, but it's not gonna be a fast Dark Templar rush, neither from the air nor from the sky. What? From the ground nor from the sky. It's gonna be going. Just gonna be a reverse in the shuttle here. He's gonna pick up some Zelle and going for that. Alright, we're gonna be having double factory with maybe possibly some fast Zealot. A Dragoon getting chased back by a tank. Nothing spectacular to see here, just very standard procedures from these two guys. Probe just gonna be getting placed in this 3 o'clock position to float, kind of spot any. Okay, he's not able to see the engineering bay, but he is able to put down the pylon. Of course, carrier rush. Very funny. Rushing to carry is going to be the name of the game here. Snow has got success with it in the first game. Let's see if he will have a success with it in the next game. But we're going to be having a slight light-esque push here. Light meaning the player light, not light as in, not heavy. Light often does this. He does this around the 7-minute mark. He just go for 3 tanks, 4 marine, 2, 3 vultures. He push when he sees some opposition. He pulls back, and this is exactly what Snow is doing. And immediately Royo is gonna pull back because he knows that his attack has been spotted. And if there were some reavers roaming around on the map, those reavers gonna start to get towards his enemies, his position, and he's looking for that third base, but there is no third base. There's just gonna be a fast reavers here, so these tanks actually going for a target actually doesn't exist. The reavers gonna do some good shot against one of the vultures, and only we're gonna be having very few vultures to kind of do against this kind of attacking. Dragoons are gonna be waiting in position, and that observer is nicely placed to trail the tanks. It's gonna be time for Snow to go for the offense. I think he's gonna put down his second Stargate and the fleet beacon, which is good. And he's allowing his enemy to kind of retreat here. The observer is out, so Snow's gonna go for the expansion. And yeah, looks like Vulture's retreating into the main base because he is expecting the Reaver to fly over. But I don't think Snow's Reavers are moving in that direction. He's got an observer. At least Snow knows that there's going to be a quick expansion. Okay, we're going to be having the first carriers getting created, and Snow is getting ready as well to go for his own expansion. Vulture doesn't see any Reavers in the main, so it's going to back out. And now we're going to be seeing a race towards the third base of Protoss here, because I guess that third base goes up anyway, so that's going to be good for Snow. Royo is being overly defensive. He's putting so many turrets, but Snow is not attacking. Snow is just feigning an attack here. He's gonna try to fly in. Maybe he will find an opening for the Reaver to get dropped. He would take 1 shot. No, 0 shots. Gonna back up. Then Shadow's very much damage. Then he's gonna back up. And yeah, he's faking the attack, but there is no attack. There's just gonna be 2 carriers morphing, or warping or whatever, and even the core is not yet spinning. I think the core needs to spin at some point to get the upgrades up. He's got enough money and minerals for it. Maybe he's gonna be waiting to use them, minerals and gas or something else. Maybe more dragoons. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what he could possibly be going for. Maybe fleet beacon upgrades. All right, dragoons clearing out this area, and he's gonna be looking for some opening. But Royo has placed the turrets in perfect location. There are no places not covered by turrets or mines. So Snow is gonna just have to wait out there here in the front yard. He's gonna start to transfer probes to his new base. The core finally spins. And of course Royo is still in the dark. Excuse me, there's a mosquito on my neck as to what his enemy is doing. Vulture's gonna try to do some run by here. 3 Vulture with speed and mine. We're gonna be having a nice Reaver position. He's gonna be able to damage the Vulture. The Vulture goes on the other side. Oh, there are 3 Dragoons. He's gonna look for some opening, and the probes need to get involved in the action as well. We do have some probes getting sniped, so some compensation for Royo's efforts there. But yeah, he's okay. He have a nice scan. He see the core spinning, so he knows that there's going to be some carriers in the corners, but the carriers already been produced. Another scan, but he sees it. But did he see the carriers morphing or not? It would have been very nice if those carriers were able to actually get out of the Stargate before the scan was taking place. But anyways, looks like Snow's going to try to expand to his bottom left of the screen. And the carriers are heading out right away, looking for some kind of damage, because they can build the interceptors along the way. 2 gateway, 2 Stargate carry build. Wow. This is a very much over concentration into carriers. More vultures gonna try to find some openings here. The third base for Snow is very much exposed, guys. That base is so hard to kind of hold against vulture run, but it looks like the vultures are going to be going towards the bottom left. We do have some Goliath coming out. The carriers don't have enough interceptors, so Snow is gonna back up. Vulture is gonna look for some openings, and they're gonna get on the high ground. They see the pylons, so they will back down, and Dragoons need to be in position. There are some Dragoons attacking. Are there gonna be enough probes to attack? Probes who need to get involved in attack here. But all of the vultures died, so I guess that is an even exchange between these two players. Some vultures gonna get inside the main. Oh my god, but we do have a shadow and a reaver, so that shadow is gonna try to go here and just relieve that base of the single pesky vulture. We do have some carriers out on the map here. He's gonna try to snipe a tank. The first tank falls. No, the tank gets repaired. That was very good for Royo. Royo's got a good supply. 120 supply for Royo, 124 for Snow. And Snow will need to clear something. I mean, he's got a Shadow and Reaver somewhere, right? I don't see it anymore on this map, but he's allowing his enemy to harass his other base as well as attack against his position. But now, looks like we do have some Dragoons attacking, clearing out the Goliaths. There's a lot of Goliaths in high ground position. It's very, very hard to fight against. So, looks like Snow's gonna back up. And finally, Probe's gonna go on the high ground. Okay, I guess this base is clear out, which is good. Dragoon's gonna be just maneuvering a little bit here. It's gonna be a long march here for Royo to actually reach his enemy's base. And there's a lot of perils along the way. We do have 4 carriers getting grouped up together. And as Probe's gonna get transferred to this other base, if there's a dropship that can get deployed by Royo at some point, it's gonna be great. He knows that his base is very much empty because he sees it with a mine. Looks like some Dragoons exploded. The Shadow's gonna try to do some attacking. Be careful, there's a turret in the area. Where's the dropship? Where's the Shadow going? Oh my god, he's gonna snipe that turret, and there's gonna be a slight base trade. Once again, the Shadow's gonna land what? A Reaver. No, it lands some. Okay, this entire base gonna get sacked at the exchange for what? Looks like 2 bases from Protoss gonna get destroyed here. These probes can actually get sent towards the other base. And there's gonna be Shadow landing here. Looks like we're gonna be having a base trade. Once again, the Reaver's gonna land in the corner. Where's the rest of the Protoss army? They're not being used at all. SCVs are running for their lives, and no, 2 bases are not actually mining at all. For Royo, but Snow has lost his own base. But we do have some SCVs, some probes getting some splash action against the tank here. The situation is very, very tense. So Snow is behind by about 10 supply. He lost 2 bases. Royo's lost 1 base. He stopped mining from one of the bases. There's gonna be some tanks on the ground, and the carriers are gonna be returning. We will have some pylons getting created. These carriers have to kind of run towards the left side. But even so, it's gonna be very hard for Snow to lose that other base at the bottom left because it's on the high ground, and these carriers can actually retreat on the high ground to defend. But it looks like all of Royo's forces moving to that area. Snow need to bust out of his main now. He's got a lot of ground army just waiting in that area. He's engaging this force, but there's gonna be a small squadron of Terran forces that's gonna try to break open the pylon wall. But these Goliaths in the middle is gonna fall. So okay, there are few probes here that's gonna get destroyed. So this is a nice victory from Royo. But if he loses every single army in the middle of the map, he's gonna be in a huge trouble here. He's gonna be losing 4 tanks. What are the carriers doing? They're looking for some kind of openings, but wow, no more mining activities for Snow. He's gonna try to destroy some of the. What is he doing with his carriers? I don't even know what is he doing. He's just flying around randomly. He could destroy and crush that Terran army, but now he's okay. It looks like these Dragoons are no match for the tanks. They need to actually bust out with Zealot and not Dragoons here. Supply-wise, Royo's ahead by about 10 supply. The carriers finally return. Actually, Snow can take on the base now. He's got 1,000 minerals. He can rebuild his base now. The now or never. You cannot be young forever. The tanks are gonna be leaving the area already. But we do have a large amount of Dragoon carriers. Where is it gonna be going? Looks like Royo has, also regrouped his forces. Take double expansion, man. Snow looks like he's gonna try to attack. Let's be careful because the carriers are way too fast forward. But we do have them nicely grouped together. Now look at the huge timeline on the left side. Dragoons need to go back now. Carriers, where are they gonna be going? He's gonna try to go inside the Terran's main. Snipe the engineer bay first. Now go for the engineer bay snipe. He's gonna try to take out this command center, which is nice. Possibly gonna be going for the SCVs. Yeah, the command center will fall for sure. He's gonna try to destroy the turrets. and he's gonna go inside the main because there are way too many Goliaths. Probes are gonna have to return towards the main base. He's gonna snipe this command center as well. SCV is getting, he's gonna destroy the armory. That's not a bad choice. Can he make Dark Templar like the previous game? I don't know. The number of Goliaths is still very, very high. He's trying to snipe as many Goliaths as possible, but he's gonna be running out of minerals. His main is almost mined out. Looks like Royo has busted Snow's ramp. There's no, everything's gonna get destroyed. So Snow, he cannot make any more forces. The only thing that he's got are his carriers. All of his buildings gonna be burning down, but he's gonna try very hard. He will not make anything else. He should stop the upgrades on the core. I guess the core upgrade. Oh my god, Dragoon's to attack now. What is he doing? Attack! He would destroy some tanks, but not all. He's gonna try snipe every single SCV. Now, guess what, guys? Royo will not have money to make the Goliaths as well. He's got 600 minerals, so he might still have some money remaining. Okay, looks like Snow's gonna try to snipe out as many SCV as possible. We're gonna be having another base trade. Once again, Kira's gonna try to go out. He's gonna destroy some Goliaths. He still have some minerals remaining, 300 minerals, but he's gonna be down to very few minerals. Gonna try to destroy as many turrets as possible. Yeah, he clears out some turrets. Still 3 turrets remaining. He needs to get out of the reach of the Goliaths, and he does snipe out the rest of the turrets. There's gonna be a very crazy base right here. SCVs are running away. Snipe the SCV. Yeah, of course he needs to snipe and destroy every SCV. Where's he gonna be going? I'm not so sure. The Goliaths are gonna be just waiting in the main here, and the tanks are leaving. Can Snow make something else? He cannot make anything else. Remember, the army was destroyed. Maybe the army was rebuilt. I don't know. There's maybe an army somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, Snow's got no more minerals, so the game is possibly gonna be dragging towards the final game because Snow is gonna be running out of minerals. Goliaths are on stop position. The carrier is running out of minerals. So ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a 2-2 victory, or I guess draw for Royo, and we're going to be having going towards the last part of the game here. There's still a lot of minerals activities left for Royo. Snow is gonna snipe out just this command center. Of course, he's very, very close to winning. He want to actually finish out the weekend in style, so he can actually go home and enjoy some chicken and beer with his wife and son or daughter. I actually don't know the gender of his children. But yeah, what is he doing? Just attacking random stuff. He's not even targeting the... I don't think he's targeting specific Goliaths. I don't know. Anyways, but there's gonna be the number of Goliaths falling down very, very fast as well. And there's gonna be a carrier with 21 kills. How many more Goliaths remaining? Looks like we still have 4 Goliaths remaining, but the number of Goliaths are dwindling fast. Oh my god! Let's fresh Goliaths come out from the group, and that's gonna be GG. Now I think Snow cannot do it. He cannot possibly hold one carrier. Got sniped, and he's gonna be hiding in the corner. He's gonna try to stay away from the Goliaths as much as possible. This game was nice and close, but Royo has triumphed. Thanks for watching. If you like the cast, buy me coffee. The link is gonna be in the video description. The score is 2-2. Let's head on to the final set. See you soon. Bye bye.